Alright. What's up?
What's up, everybody? This is Dan, a.k.a. Tad0.
And Craig, and we're wearing tight shirts.
We are wearing tight shirts.
Alright, as per requested by Bloodsmoker420, who's a subscriber to both of our channels.
Word.
We're doing we're gonna do a special edition of PodNyne. We're gonna do our Game of the Year nominations and awards, which they don't get any awards from us.
You get thumbs up or thumbs down?
Yeah, you'll get a thumbs up or thumbs down.
Or a thumbs up, because we don't do Game of the Year crap.
Alright, I wrote it all out, and I don't have the write out here, so what we're going to do is I'm going to try and remember what they are and go up the list, so we're going to do it right on the fly. So first off, let's start with, I don't even think you could do this if I asked you.
Of course I can.
Dan hasn't even seen the nomination list.
I'm right off the cuff.
What the categories are. What was the worst game that you played this year?
The worst game I played this year.
That's one you're supposed to think about.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Because you try and push them out of your mind.
Yeah. Alright, you answer while I'm thinking.
I can't. I couldn't even, I'm the one who came up with this list and I couldn't even think of one.
My worst game of the year.
Oh, I got mine.
Go ahead, you go.
Yeah. Worst game that I bought this year actually came out last year, but I didn't buy it till this year. It was Rock of the Dead. It was actually the only game on the site that got below 3 stars when we were doing star rating. I gave it a 1, and the only reason I gave it a 1 was for existing. It was horrible. It was the worst game I bought.
Alright, I got a worse one. Again, I think it might be the same as yours. It might have came out last year, but I bought it this year. Or at least I played it this year. And I don't know why I bought it. And I don't know why I bought it at full price. Two Worlds 2.
Oh, I should have said that one.
I freaking
It was
gave
horrible.
it so bad. You people should kill yourself.
No, you know what? We're going to combine this into one. Two Worlds 2.
Yeah.
Two Worlds 2 is awful.
Two Worlds is just horrible game.
Yeah.
Period. It's so glitchy, and it's got this weird thing where, like, when you're doing, like, not an FMV, but, like, the characters are talking to you and you're standing, you can walk around, so the person's just, like, there, and you're just like, yeah, so we go on an adventure, and the adventure is, and then it's horrible. The game is horrible. I puked, like, 30
That's right.
times.
I bought it at the Most Excellent place.
Yeah.
I bought it for like $5 on PS3. I still traded it in.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
It was bad. It was real bad.
That was the only negative award. Everything else was positive.
Yeah. Super thumbs down.
Badass moment of the year. If you're watching on the site, this one's going to have another video appendix, and we'll say our moment. Like, we'll say our moments, and I'll also include them on the website. But what's yours?
All right, mine. I have one. Well, I have a few, but I'm gonna just say one that everybody can look at to know like how badass it was. And I'm gonna say that the intro to Assassin's Creed Revelations with Ezio getting captured and escaping the Templars. That shit was unreal. And this year it won best cinematic of a game for.
It won best game trailer.
Best game trailer.
It actually beat out the Dead Island trailer, which is like, that's amazing because that's already won awards.
Yep. So that was probably the most badass moment of the year. The other one is included in the Assassin's Creed Revelations game, but I don't want to say it because it's a spoiler. And I don't want to ruin anybody's experience. But then the other one would probably be beating Dark Souls.
I'd say badass moment of the year for me is actually both from the same game, but one I don't want to say too much of because it can be spoiler, like you said. Anybody who's actually beaten it knows Needle in the Eye from Dead Space 2. That was a pretty badass one, but the whole badass part that I think that was even more badass was the whole tram sequence. I believe it's in Chapter 1, Part 3. It's where you're going through the tram, and it crashes through the wall in the building, and you're hanging upside down with one wire wrapped around your leg, and you have to shoot off forwards. That's pretty badass.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
Yeah. So we'll do that one right into Badass of the Year.
Badass of the year.
Badass character of the year. It doesn't matter if it's new, if it's a sequel character, anything. Just straight up badass character. But the game had to be from this year.
Alright. Most badass character of the year. This is a toss-up, and I'm kind of on an Assassin's Creed theme here. But Assassin's Creed is such an amazing game, and any assassin from Assassin's Creed is a badass. And I'll say... I'm going to say Altair. I was going to say Ezio, but Altair is funny because in the beginning of Assassin's Creed Revelations, I came into work and I told Craig that Altair was a homo. He's not a homo like homosexual, but homo like they made Assassin's Creed 1, he was such a badass. He never said anything. He was like just like a straight up killer. And then in the beginning of this one, he's like really like sensitive and talking about his feelings and all that crap.
The emo.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, dude, they totally killed Altair. But within the game, they totally made him badass all over again, and plus some. So, Badass of the Year goes to Altair, in my opinion.
I think Badass of the Year goes to Garcia Hotspur, Shadows of the Dam. Sadly, none of you watching this, except for one person that I actually know of, has even turned that game on in their system. He's badass. He's pretty much what Dante was in Dante's Inferno. He basically goes to hell to get his girlfriend, and not even his girlfriend, I'm sorry, a chick that he met passed out next to a dumpster that he took home and banged. That's that. Yeah, that's the official story of Paula and Garcia. But Garcia is awesome. He's definitely a badass Mexican dude. Sex appeal to boot. Yeah. All right. I don't know what best downloadable.
Best downloadable of the year. That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I know which one you think I'm going to say. It was amazing. I'll say right now. Bastion was amazing.
That's what I assumed.
But you know what? I just thought of it just now. And it's only because I'm a super nerd at heart. Magic the Gathering 2012.
Here you go.
That was like my favorite. Just because
I thought that would be your runner-up.
Yeah, I'm a huge Magic fan. I played Magic all growing up, believe it or not. And I was really good at it. And this is kind of a way to still get my fix off playing Magic. Because Magic's like cigarettes. When you play it, it's so you love it so much and it's so fucking expensive, but you don't care. It doesn't give you cancer unless stinky dudes give you cancer.
I was gonna say unless you're sitting down eating too much playing it. Then yes.
So it gives me my fix of like missing Magic and playing it, and it's a really well made game. I wish there was more customization options, but watch my review if you want to know what I really think of it. Yeah. But that was an awesome downloadable game, and then Bastion is a close second, and then I really liked Trenched also.
Yeah. Mine strictly goes to Torchlight.
Yep.
Torchlight was awesome. I know a lot of people will be like, Torchlight came out last year on PC, or at least the beta did, but it came on an Xbox Live Arcade, and that game was phenomenal. I think that was one of the only games that I sat down and completely plowed through within a week.
There's M&M's on my floor.
I see them. I've been thinking about picking them and eating them. I'm not lying.
Here, you get a green one.
Oh, how long has it been?
Yesterday.
No, Torchlight. I think I actually did. I just did a video for the top 5 downloadable games on Xbox Live Arcade, and I put Torchlight as one of them. I didn't do any specific numerical value, but Torchlight is great because it's Diablo 1.
All right, here's one for you that you didn't even tell me, and I'm going to make up right now.
What?
DLC of the year.
DLC of the year.
I'll go first.
Yeah, I already know mine, but you go first. I think I had this, and when I made the second list to bring here, I didn't have it.
It's also a game, but I'm cheating. Street Fighter AE, Arcade Edition. Yeah, that's the best fighting game ever made, hands down. I need not say anymore.
Mine would be Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger from Mortal Kombat.
Very cool.
Just because it opened the door for. I don't think Ed Boon and company can say anymore that they want a crossover game that doesn't suck. That doesn't suck. Mortal Kombat versus DC.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah. But no, it was definitely a surprise. I think it was more of a good DLC, not necessarily... I don't use the character anymore because they nerfed him. I think it was good DLC because they hid it for so long, and they kept it hidden. And that's actually impressive because people leak so much crap.
Yeah, especially Capcom. Yeah. I love you guys, but shit.
Every company gets something leaked. Yeah. Like, even Mortal Kombat had stuff. It had their trailer about Kratos leaked before it was supposed to air.
All right, next category. Biggest surprise of the year.
Like surprisingly good game of the year?
Surprisingly good.
You go first, because I had one, and I would have to remember it.
Mortal Kombat, your turn.
no, you gotta elaborate, because I gotta think. It was a surprisingly good game.
Alright, Mortal Kombat. They did it right this time. It's no longer piece of shit like the 3D ones were. It's more back closer to Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 and Ultimate, where it was a pretty good, solid game. Still not a huge fan of the community, but it's a good fighting game. I'm not going to lie. I wish the online was better, because then I'd probably play it a lot more. But, yeah, I was pretty fucking surprised. Mortal Kombat did good this time. It's a good time to be a good fighting game, too.
Surprisingly good. This could go both ways. I don't know. El Shaddai was really good. It came from a no-name company.
Yeah.
Like, it came from Ignition. Ignition, you know, they printed out, like, King of Fighters 12. And they did, like, Deadly Premonition, which was a shit game. They basically print out games, but the company that made it is like UV something. That was a pretty good game, but that's not fair because I didn't really see anything. Surprisingly good game, I'd say Dead Island.
Yeah, that was good.
Because that game set itself up for failure with such a good trailer that came out that clearly had no relevance to the game.
Yeah.
People were like, no way it's going to live up to the hype.
And we
good.
We single-handedly got like at least a dozen people to buy that game, and everybody liked it pretty much.
Yeah.
Except for the Oddettes, because they're losers.
It's one of those games that was good. I mean, it had where it had flaws, it had wicked flaws.
It was slightly repetitive.
It was repetitive, it was glitchy, but it's one of those games that's going to turn out to be an awesome series.
Yeah.
When they fix their problems.
Yeah.
So that was definitely a surprisingly good game of the year.
Yeah.
The next one I went from that was, I completely skipped shooter.
Is there any shooters this year?
I think we both played one shooter that I'm aware of that we both played and beat, and that was Bulletstorm.
Yeah.
I actually like Bulletstorm. I should have said that as surprising game of the year. And Dead Island.
Gears of War.
But I didn't play Gears of War. I didn't even open Gears of War yet.
We're like halfway through. I'm not gonna lie.
So that's why I didn't even want to do Shooter of the Year.
Yeah, Shooter of the Year isn't even worth the category anymore. Shooters are dead.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
My brother-in-law really likes Modern Warfare 3, but just to spite him, I'm going to say that we're just going to automatically give it to Battlefield.
Yeah, I would say Battlefield, hands down.
I haven't even played either of them. Yeah.
What else we got?
No, I skipped right over that and I went to RPG.
RPG of the Year?
Yeah.
Shit, what came out this year?
Oh,
Final Fantasy came out last year. I gave it to last year, actually. Mm-hmm. RPG of the Year is... I'm going to have to say it's an RPG. Yeah, I haven't even beaten it yet, but it was really good. It's really good. It's just... All these games came out at the end of the year, and it's mean, because there's so many good games and so little time in the world, and Marvel vs. Capcom is a disease I have.
Well, I'm going to give RPG of the Year to the only RPG I really sat down and muscled through, besides the Bowser and Mario and Luigi ones that came out before. Skyrim.
Oh, yeah.
I said Skyrim for RPG. You guys know that's not getting Game of the Year for me now.
But,
I would say Skyrim.
Dude, you know what else? This isn't my Game of the Year, but I want to say this on camera to all these gamers, because it's my prediction. Anybody heard about this game, Spyro Skylanders? Okay? I'm happy this game came out. Right now it's an epidemic with kids, including mine. This game is introducing little kids to RPGs. Period. Little kids. I never met a kid who knew what gaining a level meant. And now I'm grinding with my kid doing the same level over and over again so he can get skills. Good job, Skylanders.
Is it an RPG?
It's an RPG. It's a dungeon crawler. It's a dungeon crawler without really being able to equip anything but a single hat. But it's giving the kids the doorway to like reading a stat menu and gaining levels and seeing like your base stats, and so hooray to Skylanders. That's almost that's one of my hell yes of the year. What else we got? Any other ones besides Game of the Year?
Fighting Game of the Year, which we will not agree on. Fighting Game of the Year. Let's say it at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Mortal
Kombat vs. Capcom.
Mortal Kombat.
You just say it twice.
I know. I had to say it twice. Mortal Kombat.
Definitely. Well, it's definitely Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. It's Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. They both came out in the same year.
But over here, it's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, over there it's Mortal Kombat big time. But over here it's definitely Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
I don't even think we need to elaborate on why we're different.
No, I'm going to elaborate anyway. No. Just a little bit. You can elaborate in a second, but I just want to say to people that literally Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 in itself, is a dream come true for me. I think when Craig and I first met, we were like, I'm a gamer. He's like, I'm a gamer too. And we're like, oh yeah, cool. What do you play? Blah, blah, blah. What do you play? Blah, blah, blah. Dude, if you could have any game come out in the world, what would it be? He was like, oh, I'd have fucking Silent Hill HD
Silent Hill 2 HD remake.
Which is coming out.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And he was like, yeah. And then him being the data junkie and always browsing the internet and looking for news, he's like, it's never going to happen, man. It's never going to happen. He was so convincing. I trusted him so much. I was like, it's never going to happen. And then one day last year I was golfing and I get a phone call. He's like, yo, this announced Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And I was on a golf course and everybody was like, all right, quiet. He's taking the swing. I was like, yes! It ended my life because I don't know if anybody remembers, but April, 10 years ago, they had a joke on April Fool's, a Marvel vs. Capcom 3 screen, and they said that it was in development and they were liars. But yeah, it was a dream come true. Dream come true for me.
Mortal Kombat won it for me because it was like someone coming out of It was like a celebrity that you saw fall down. It's like Lindsay Lohan making a comeback.
It's like Van Damme making a comeback.
Yeah.
It's like Bloodsport 4 comes out and it's awesome.
You know what it is? It's exact. All right, I want to use a celebrity that actually got successful after rehab. It's like Robert Downey Jr. He was awesome when we were kids, and then all of a sudden disappeared into like crack cocaine and hookers, and then came back and he's fucking Iron Man.
Yeah. Or again on Van Damme because he's so awesome. Van Damme like being 50 and nasty, and then all of a sudden you find out he has a son that's an identical twin and acts just like he did, and all of a sudden starts movies again. You're like, it's not over. Because Mortal Kombat.
I thought you were seriously saying that he had a son who was identical to him.
If he did, he probably doesn't love him because I heard he's a shitty dad.
Yeah, Van Damme. You go crying in another movie.
Van Damme fucking loved you, and you're such a dirtbag in real life. You get a boner on Spanish television. Yeah, he does this cool dance. If you guys haven't seen that, look it up on YouTube. Van Damme dances with a Spanish chick in a live television show and gets a boner.
This one. Game of the year.
All right.
Game of the year, I want to do one and then runner-up.
Okay, that's fair.
Because I really had a two-way tie. I really did.
Well, I definitely have an outstanding one, but it's unfair for me to give it to that.
I know you can give it.
I'll go first.
Yeah, you go first.
Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is my game of the year because I just explained it.
Yeah.
It's a fucking dream come true. And I'm a fighting game freak, so anybody to expect me to not have my favorite game in a year be a fighting game in a year of fighting games, then it's crazy. But fighting games aside, I'm a fighting game player, so obviously I'm going to choose fighting game. This is probably my surprise of the year too, because I was not going to buy this game. I played the first of this game, and it beat the shit out of me, and I played it for a long time, and I was like, I loved it, and I hated it. I dreaded it. So he's like, oh, I'm going to get the second one. And I was like, dude, I'm not even touching that game. Like, that game hurt my feelings to the point where I don't want my feelings hurt anymore. And then my cousin got it, and he was telling me, oh, it's so awesome, blah, blah, blah. It's harder than the first one. Fuck that. This guy's like, oh, I'm going to get it, and I'm going to play this one really hard this time. So I'm like, all right, if he's going to man up and do it, I'll do it. So then I went out and bought Dark Souls. Craig and I both played it the first day. We come into work, we're like, fucking hard. And both Craig and I looked at each other, we're like, it's really good, I'll play it for a while, but there's no way I'm beating it. I fucking beat it. I muscled through that game, I bit my nails, and I loved it. One of my favorite games of all time. Probably the most rewarding game I've ever beaten. The achievement for beating Dark Souls, I am just as proud about as my achievement for getting every achievement in Marvel vs. Capcom. Dark Souls is godlike in the land.
Dark Souls is awesome, and if there would have been a better chance of me even coming close to the end if it didn't come out so close to Skyrim, because Skyrim wiped it out for me.
The game was so good, Skyrim came out and I didn't play it.
Yeah, that's what I said I was gonna do, and I just couldn't resist.
I freaking told Craig, I'm like, I am going to finish Dark Souls before I play Skyrim, and I kept my word. I played Skyrim for like an hour because I had to.
Yeah.
Because I went to the midnight release. But then once I played that hour, I did not touch it again until I beat Dark Souls. The game was godlike.
My game of the year. My game of the year was going to go to Skyrim. I don't think Skyrim is as good as... I didn't think Oblivion was as good as Morrowind. Skyrim's like in the middle. It's not the best Elder Scrolls, but it's a good game. But I did pack 80 hours onto it really fucking fast.
Yeah.
I packed on 80 hours in 80 hours.
I like Skyrim, and I'm not done with it yet, and I have a lot left to do in it, but I'm going to tell you right now, Oblivion, Morrowind, and Skyrim, I was hugely into Morrowind. I obliterated Oblivion, and I'm kind of disinterested in Skyrim right now. I'm content with playing Marvel every day.
I was going to give it to that. Then I bought Saints Row 3, and that gets my game of the year. Because Saints Row 3, I don't care what any reviewer says, Saints Row 3 took the stigma of being a Grand Theft Auto knockoff and just blew it out of the water, because that game is so batshit crazy. And no game anywhere in the world can a man in a hot dog suit come up to you and smack you in the face with a dildo and kill you.
I have heard absolutely nothing but good things about Saints Row 3.
It's an awesome game, and this is coming from me as just a single-player game, because I haven't even put in my access code for online. So I haven't even tried co-op yet.
So Saints Row's your number one, Skyrim's your number two?
Saints Row's my number one. Anyone, I didn't want to say this in the review, but I'll say this now because it's really close to the beginning and there are better points. But any game that pretty much starts off with your character jumping out of a plane, jumping into another plane's cockpit, doing a Matrix-style Jesus crucifix fly, shooting the two pilots, and then flying out the back, grabbing a parachute off of another guy, and then saving your girlfriend. It was pretty badass.
Sounds pretty intense.
There's a whole bunch of what the fuck moments, and that definitely just like put it above and beyond. I think it's just because I was expecting it to be like meh, and it just turned out to be like so epic that it definitely gets my game of the year. So yeah.
So that's pretty much it. We should wrap this up just in case your camera dies soon.
Yeah, it might die. Yeah, it's happened a lot before.
It was a hell of a long one. So I don't know. Are you thinking we're going to keep going with these PodNynes in the near future?
I've definitely said last night in my video, we're going to do at the very least, we're going to do a very special one at PAX on that Friday night.
Yeah.
And there's going to be more people, and I have no idea how it's going to turn out. I think I'm just going to periodically turn the camera on and just record us playing games, and then we're going to do like a roundtable discussion about what we saw at PAX on Friday.
Just quick, I am playing this year, not only offending somebody, but I'm going to be competing in Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, Soul Calibur 5, and Mortal Kombat, and maybe King of Fighters. So in other words, I'm going to place really low on a bunch of games because I played too many games on my way there. But I'm gonna definitely, I'm coming to roll heads in Street Fighter mainly, then I'm going to focus on Marvel.
I'm going to do Mortal Kombat and King of Fighters. I think after I'm done with El Shaddai, I'm going to wrap up Saints Row, and I'm just going to play Mortal Kombat and King of Fighters until PAX.
I'm literally going to play like an hour of Street Fighter a day, and then like an hour of Marvel a day, and then not sleep, and then I'm going to take like an hour and I'm going to distribute it between the other 4 games I'm playing. And then PAX night, obviously, we're just going to have a room full of guys stepping up to get bodied by me, sadly.
Yeah.
I got friend Matt coming over tomorrow. We're thinking about putting a 1st to 10 Marvel or Third Strike.
Give it up.
I'll compete in Third Strike if they got that there, but I'll tell you right now, I'm good at Third Strike. Not good at Third Strike. People that have been playing Third Strike for a long time eat me alive. They eat me alive. If you just started Third Strike, I'm going to kick your ass. But like me, I just started Third Strike, but I'm pretty good for a guy who just started. But if you've been playing a while, have fun tooling on me because
I don't know if they'll have a Third Strike tournament at PAX.
They might. It won't be big though.
Maybe we should get a TV. Remember they did that thing last year where you could get TVs? They did a thing last year where you could get a TV and you could just sign out a console. And like, when we were waiting for something, right? And then you went and you played that kid. I actually still have his gamer tag on my phone.
I played a bunch of people.
Magnus Reborn.
Oh yeah,
that's his name.
He's good. He played Arthur Hager, Captain America.
Yep,
he was good. That was awesome.
Maybe we'll meet him again.
They had like a 76-inch TV.
Yep.
And they had Marvel on it, and we were just stepping up, and there was like all the people that got like top 12.
Yeah, they were all just sitting in. It was like a mini theater.
Yeah, and you had like your own hype crowd. Like I remember just waiting in line to play these kids, and there was this couple of Asian kids who were insane, and I stepped up, and I like almost bodied this one kid that just won like 30 games in a row. And then right when I won, like 30 people stood up and they like shook my hand. And like I'm getting commentary from behind. This kid's like, "Oh my god, look at the air coverage." Oh, blah blah blah. And they're talking, and then this one kid in the background's like, "It looks like people that are really good at this game like to play other people that are really good at this game. I'm not even gonna get in line because this is sad."
I can't wait. PAX is awesome.
It is awesome. Like, if you guys are going, look for us, man.
We're gonna have if anybody's going, leave a comment.
Yep.
We will gladly meet up with you.
We will meet up with you, and you're welcome to come back to our hotel and play some games. You can play me if you're a big fighting game player. I just told you all the games I'm playing at PAX. I'm going to want to play them, so if you're down to play those, come back, because I'm pretty sure people in the hotel are going to get sick of playing it.
We're not famous, but I'll sign your face.
Yeah. I'll sign whatever you want.
I'll sign your face with a hog. All right. Have a good one.
Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe.